So for anybody that has a disdain for Omarosa, much like myself, your dislike for her can run so deep that you actually mess around and really miss out on some good things. You know, she does have some good qualities, and I'm going to get to that, but you can actually miss out on some life-altering, view-altering things because you just pay her dust and pay her no mind. And that's me. Like Omarosa, for years, the mention of her name makes me change the channel or click out whatever is on my browser or just keep scrolling, because she's upset me for so many years. I've had to make a pact with myself that I'm no longer going to allow this attention-seeking, self-centered woman aggravate my soul. But earlier this afternoon, I saw a quote that D.L. Hughley posted on his Instagram, and I'm paraphrasing, but it said something along the lines of, what if Omarosa was a double agent for the culture? And then he went on to be like, nah, we know that's not true. And so it made me interested into what it was he was talking about. I knew she had this book coming out, and I wasn't quite interested in that because, again, that book triggered something in me that made me feel like here she goes again with her self-serving agenda. But I will say this, I was eating my lunch and I said, let me find out what's going on with Omarosa. She's doing all these interviews. And I came across the interview that Omarosa did about the secret recordings in the White House with Savannah Guthrie on Good Morning America. And there are several things that I want to say. First and foremost, Omarosa owned that interview, and it's like moving forward they've got to team Omarosa up with someone she either has a deep respect for or someone who's a bit more domineering than poor old Savannah in this situation, because whenever Omarosa does an interview, she comes with an objective and she does not leave until she achieves what she set out to achieve, and the interview is going to go her way or no way. And that was very evident in the interview that she did with Savannah Guthrie. Not to mention, Omarosa has a way of talking to people that's very condescending. For example, in talking to Savannah, it was a 7-minute interview. Savannah's trying to move the interview along, and Omarosa's like, hold on, Savannah, wait. Be still. If you're going to ask a question, let me answer. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm being open. That's very condescending to an interviewer. Not to mention, when she sees Savannah gearing up for her next question, Omarosa is like, hold on, let me finish. Or when Savannah would ask a leading question or a question that lent itself to a point that Omarosa was, or that Savannah was trying to prove and or make or explore, Omarosa would, in a very crafty, articulate manner, steer the answer, response, and interview back to where she wanted it to be. So you know what? That can get annoying because Omarosa has done it for years, and I think a lot of journalists and people in the media community find it annoying. In this particular situation, however, I'm open to it and I'm receptive to it because my dislike for Donald Trump runs so deep that I really give less than a damn that Omarosa is stealing the interview to tarnish Donald Trump. So for this reason alone, I give it a pass. And yeah, Savannah was trying to conduct a very fair and balanced interview, also asking Omarosa some of those questions that would leave the audience side-eyeing Omarosa. But Omarosa was like, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to promote this book and tarnish President Donald Trump. And that's what we're going to do. So I said that to say this. Omarosa doesn't get the credit she deserves, particularly from African American people, because we look at her as a traitor. And quite frankly, I really do feel like Omarosa has turned her back on the black community in many occasions for personal gain. In this instance, though, during this interview, I love the fact that Omarosa owned it. She said, I came to promote this book, and that's what we're going to do. And don't ask me nothing about why I was in there recording stuff and what I was doing. Let's talk about how horrible this president is, and let's promote my book. I will say this. from a PR perspective, from a lawyer's perspective, and just from I'm a woman, I know what I'm setting out to accomplish, Omarosa is very powerful in that regard. She's very confident. She knows who she is. She knows what she's about. And when she does television interviews, she knows what she is there to accomplish, and she is going to accomplish her goal come hell or high water. That's why interviewers, particularly Whoopi and the women on The View, have such issues with Omarosa. It is a great quality to have if and only if Omarosa will harness that power for good. Like, Omarosa has all the makings of what it would take to be a real life Olivia Pope. And yeah, I know we've got the Judy Smith, person that Olivia was based off of, but I am talking a real life Olivia Pope. As it stands, I really do think Omarosa, from a media perspective, is the closest thing that we have to it. And if only that sister would harness that power for general good and not personal gain, we could all rock with Omarosa. I will say this. She is a very smart woman. Omarosa is very calculated. She's very premeditated. And mama knows how to get it started. I'm here for all of it. Again, the interview had me very triggered because I'm like, here she is being condescending and rude. But because her agenda serves my agenda, I was willing to let it ride. Here's the thing I want to say about Omarosa. While I respect everything that she's doing in this particular instance, and quite frankly, I support her, and it's for totally selfish reasons. It's only because I dislike Donald Trump so much that I'm willing to rock with her. What I don't want Omarosa to do and or think is that this book and this series of interviews exonerates all of the abandonment to the black community that she's done in the past. And I hope like hell this woman does not think that she's now about to run back to the black community and we're going to embrace her with open arms. It's like, yeah, we're going to sit back and stay quiet on this one because it serves our agenda, but you're still not invited to the cookout, my sister. Like, Omarosa, you've got a lot of cleaning up to do. Like, quiet as it's kept, you're going to go have to open 8 Boys and Girls Clubs in Chicago, host Oprah's book club, host the Tom Joyner cruise. I mean, give back. You're going to have to come do Teach for America and teach at a black school. It's just a whole lot. You're going to have to go get a show on the OWN network. You're going to have to go on Iyanla Fix My Life. You might even have to do an episode of Basketball Wives and The Real Housewives of Potomac because you live in the DC area before I even think about entertaining the idea of writing a letter to the parole board to even have a meeting about potentially letting you back in and inviting you to the cookout. That's just true tea. Again, even in looking at what Omarosa's doing, and it serves my agenda of get Donald Trump out of the office, it still has me triggered in the sense that Omarosa is strictly out for self. This woman in this interview with Miss Guthrie, says that, yes, I think Donald Trump is racist. Yes, I think he's misogynistic. Yes, I think he's a lot of other things. Then Savannah plays the clip that right before or right after the election and he won, they asked you, do you think he's racist? No, I don't think he's racist. No, I don't think he's this. I think he's the best thing for the country and all of his detractors are going to have to bow down to him. This is the thing, Omarosa. Donald Trump is not any different now post your firing than he was prior to your hiring. And, while I salute you for what you're doing, it's self-serving. Like, it's self-serving. You were willing to go against the grain and be a contrarian and just be everything opposite the black agenda when it was lining your pockets and suiting your and fitting to your career goals. Now that you are, for lack of a better term, his bed wench that he's retired for somebody new, General Kelly, a rich white bed wench, now all of a sudden you want to complain and now you see the things that all of us have seen from the very beginning. So my question is, Omarosa, which one is it? Were you stupid, blind, deaf, and dumb, and all of a sudden now you see the light, you step into the light, Carol Ann? Or can you honestly be honest and say, yeah, I was making a career move, so I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, although I saw it from the start. I mean, again, if she came out with that level of honesty, that would be another token in the right direction as to her being invited to the cookout. Because Omarosa, this man is not any different today than he was prior to him winning the White House. And that's one thing I'll give Donald Trump. With all the bad things that we can say about him, the man is consistent. He is consistent in who he is. And that is a quality that I respect in him and in all people. Say what you mean what you say, and stand firm in your word while you're walking in your talk. That seems to be something that Omarosa is actually struggling with. But she's trying to sell her books. And like I said, sometimes, you know, you have to... if the byproduct of Omarosa spraying this man is her getting a couple coins and selling that book and becoming a New York Times bestseller, then I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? Expose his ass, expose his ass, expose his ass. And Omarosa is actually living by one of my mantras. You're going to pay me for my pain. You know what I'm saying? Now, I done been disinvited to the cookouts. I done been shunned, outcast, and all these other things for fooling around with you. And then you got the nerve to fire me. You know, the funny thing about it is, Omarosa, is, as far as I'm concerned, you were in a made-up role and you weren't getting anything worth anything accomplished anyway in the damn White House. So if it wasn't you being fired for General Kelly just not liking you, I mean, hell, you wasn't doing much of anything worth anything anyway. And I'm assuming somewhere along the way they assessed and you realized that, you know, nothing is really going on and it was time to depart. Get your coin. But let's ask this question. I'm curious, you know, quiet as a scalp. I'm probably going to buy the book because I'm curious to know what else is it that Omarosa knows. What else does she have up her sleeve? Mama is very cunning. She's a very smart woman. Let's talk about, you know, the implications of her being in the Situation Room recording situations, because Samantha Guthrie asked her, you know, basically you're supposed to leave all recording devices outside of the Situation Room, and it's, you know, borderline or quite frankly against the law to have done that. And I've seen a lot of political commentary on CNN and other sources where people are talking about, did she break the law and could she be in any sort of legal trouble? One thing I love about that crafty and super smart spin doctor Omarosa is that when they got on her about the legal implications of what she did, she appealed to the emotional sensibilities of most Americans and played that whole, I am a woman who was locked in the room with 3 men, denied my attorney and access to my husband. Crafty. Had it been any other situation, I would be going the hell off right now, saying that Omarosa was playing the female card and she was playing it up for personal gain. Again, I'm being biased as hell right now because I don't like Donald Trump, and if this is what we need to help take his ass down, then I'm here for it. But it was very smart. Omarosa was very prepared, and I cannot believe that in 2018 I am doing commentary that lends itself to Omarosa. Wow. And but again, you know, you got to give credit where credit is due, whether you like someone or dislike them, and Mama did that. She did that. You know, it's still hard for me to 100% get on board because, like I said, the only reason Omarosa is making a fuss right now is because she did not get her way. So listen, you're not, and she's embarrassed and she got fired and she's no longer inside the, you know, special boys club, and now she wants to blow up the spot. You know, I've said this 7 times over and I'm going to say it again. I don't really dig Omarosa. I don't dig her ways, but you know, because what she's doing serves our agenda of getting this man out of office, I'm going to turn a blind eye and I'm going to be super biased and I'm going to rock with it. But Mama was smart. Document. And she was smart enough to always know that, yes, Trump is racist and he's going to turn on my ass one day. And when he turns, I need to A, be able to cash out, and B, I need to be able to protect myself, and C, I need to be able to have them so scared and have so much leverage that my safety and future career success is assured and protected. And Mama did that. So for that, on this day, Omarosa Manigault made Black history. Little known Black history fact, Omarosa has some redeeming qualities. Oh man, What are y'all thoughts on Omarosa? What are y'all thoughts on this interview? What are y'all thoughts on me doing this political commentary? Because y'all know I tend to shy away from these types of things. Nevertheless, y'all be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to hit that little bell button to get all the phone calls. As we expand the brand and expand the channel, y'all can expect some more of my Blazer in Oxford with a hat turned back conversations. Man, Omarosa. At any rate, I'll call y'all later. Bye.